have what I think is black walnut. Butcher block that's going to be the shelves in this pantry. So Liza and myself are ripping these down. We're going to take them home and join them, finish them, and bring them back. Okay, our first chore this morning is going to be put a finish edge on these shelves that we ripped down on the job site the other day. So what we're going to do there is we're going to get this joiner set up, ready to go, dust collector connect to it, and we're going to pick a face side and put a new edge on it. Now we're going to run them through the table saw so they're all a consistent width. I think it'd be like 12 1/4. Walnut looks like with just some urethane. That's beautiful. That's the first coat. We hit it with 220, and the second coat be like furniture. Alright, we got our drywall sanded and a coat of drywall sealer on the walls. They look awesome. And now we're going to lay out the shelves for the brackets. And we're going to rough cut all the shelves. Well, finish cut them to length. And actually put them all together. Brackets on the wall. Then disassemble everything, put the finish coat of paint on the wall, and then reassemble everything. So I'm going to lay these out and get me a drill, and I made a template for the brackets and start putting this together. So I can feel if I'm hitting the stud with this bit. And then I got notches, so I just line them notches up. Plumb line on the wall. Shelf bracket mania. So our first shelf is going to make a horseshoe around the room, and we'll set on top of the door casing here, which I laid off. Then here at the bottom we'll have some base cabinets, shelf. This one here will be an L-shaped. This should just be one that runs here, and the top will run into the side shelf. Also, here's one of our cabinets. We're going to load these up, take them back to the shop. Take them apart, put a coat of primer on them, sand them down, put a coat of paint on them. That's next. Good morning, YouTube. It's, what's today? Sunday, Labor Day weekend. So, yesterday, we pulled the cabinets apart and sprayed them. These are off the shelf at Lowe's. This is a color that the homeowner selected, sage. Okay, doggy, we were back on the job this morning. We got all our parts. The countertop is finished. The shelves are finished. The cabinets are painted. And today we're going to move the brackets off the wall and paint the walls and the ceiling. So I'll show you what we got. There's our cabinets. Love the color. There's our top. So first thing is go in here and pull these shelf brackets off the wall. Paint the ceiling. Put paint on the walls. Alright, here you see all our shelf brackets on the walls. And the reason we did this is so once we get the finished paint on the wall, we just come back and reinstall these and we don't risk putting holes in the wrong place or marring up the walls with a bunch of pencil marks. How we're rolling that, right? Is that on? Mm-hmm. Top to bottom, not like this. Watch me. Watch me, I'll show you how. I hate working out of a paint tray. I'd rather work out of a bucket, but this is too small for that. See? Somewhere like that. Come back and get some more of that. All the way up. All the way down. Careful of that ceiling, you don't want to get the white paint out again. We'll be done with it. I'll come back over here where I started, and all I'm looking for now is roller tracks. I tell you, this drywall primer makes all the difference in the world for a new wall. Right. That's everything two coated. It's wet here now. So we'll let this set overnight, and then we'll be back in the morning and start fitting the shelves. Cut my lip shaving. I know better now. How long you been shaving, boy?
A few years.
At least a year or so. I went through puberty at 40. Anyway, we got a great day planned today. We're going to reinstall our shelf brackets, and we're going to start cutting and fitting the shelves, put the cabinets in place, which Lisa refused to paint, made me paint them. And Lisa just got a message, might have a new grandbaby on the way today. He's due any time, but. All right, all our shelf brackets are reinstalled. And we had to put them in by hand because of these oddball little screws, you can see. So I slipped off and got the wall a couple places, but I'm gonna have some touch up to do once we get this, once we get these shelves fitted anyway. Here's another little one. Next is the cabinets. So, we're going to use a stick roll. That's what we're using to shelves. And then the wall's got a belly in it like that. So once we get the length cut, I'm gonna put some painter's tape on it, scribe it to the wall, take it outside, cut it, hit it with belt sander, bring it back inside, make sure it fits. So Miss Lisa, she's gonna hold 55 down here while I mark it up front. I'll mark it up top. All right, give it a pinch. All right, we're gonna square mark on that. So we know where we're cutting. Before we secure these to the shelf brackets, we'll seal these ends. Heavy shelves. Alright, that one's got to be fitted as well. Let's see, I'll show you why. Might be hard to see with this. But you see we're off the wall about a quarter. You can do into the corners of this tight drywall finishing and all such as that. So we'll scribe that to fit the wall, take it back outside, cut it, belt sand it, bring it back in. So you can see we put the tape on here for the scribe it to the wall. So 3/4, and then use a 3/4 block to scribe it. So you can see, let it camera down a little bit, you can see how that turns. So, and you can still see my pencil mark on it. I've cut it with the skill saw. And I'm gonna take this. So you can do that. Work it right down to that pencil mark, right down to that line. And it'll fit every time. So, in order to make this thing fit the wall, we've applied some painter's tape to the ends and a 3/4 block on both sides. And then I'll take this 3/4 block and lift it out of there. Put it into the corner. Hold it tight to the wall. Mark it with a sharp pencil. And then you can see how much we need to trim off of both of these ends. Then once this one's fitted to the wall,
I think it looks good.
then we'll fit this center over here. All right, so what we're using to keep these shelves from doing this is biscuits plates. See? Of course, we come back and fasten these underneath to the bracket, but it puts a hole in it like you see there, and a corresponding hole in the shelf. Slide them together and they stay nice and flush. No worries. I'll take you outside and show you how to do that. All right, so here's our two corresponding boards. Make up this right angle. So 3 biscuits. You got these beach biscuits, and we're not going to glue them, they'll just float in there like so. Then with the other piece cut, that'll hold these two together. All our shelves are installed. And you can see these biscuits do a good job of holding everything nice and flush. Don't get much easier than that. Beautiful. These door screws are plenty strong enough for this, but then if you try a drywall screw, it'd pop off in a heartbeat. And then, because we're going into this black walnut, rub all these screws with hand soap so they go in easier. So here's where we are so far. All the shelves are secured. And we use just a black door screw, something strong enough to go into this black walnut without breaking. So as you put transmissions on there, it ain't going nowhere. And we got our hardware on. So looking pretty spiffy. Out here in the hall, you can never tell that there was a big old bifold door there. So next we go home tomorrow at the shop. I'll stop and pick up some material and we'll build a jamb for a custom door that we got coming for here. So we'll go ahead and build the jamb. I got measured everything. We'll make the leg on the right hand side a 1/4 inch longer because this floor's a little bit out of level. And then when I put it in place, it should be sitting just where it's supposed to. So that's Lisa's job. What are you making? Okie dokie, so first thing this morning we made this door jamb up in the shop this weekend to match the doors inside the house. And we're still waiting on a custom door. Don't ask me why. I guess there's a reason we're waiting on everything is this COVID, so you can't get your fingers on nothing. But we just deal with it. So first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna trim the bottom of this door off so it fits the slope that is in the house. That right at the door, the thing drops about a 1/4 inch. That's settled through the years. So I'm gonna trim this bottom to fit, and then we'll put it in place and see how she looks. So we're setting this door jamb without the benefit of a door. It's on back order or being built or something, who knows why it's taking so long. But anyway, so this is the procedure. You see that the hinge side of this door is shimmed, flat and level. Okay, I mean plumb. And the top header is square to the side jamb. I never ever plumb or level the top. I always use a square if I don't have the door. So the latch side, you don't want to put a level on that. What I've done is I cut a stick You see? Same exact width as the opening at the top where it's fixed. And then we'll come down here. You see? We'll put the stick right there. And we'll shim that out so it's square and snug. And then we'll go to the bottom and do the same thing. That way, the strike side of this door jamb is running perfectly parallel with the hinge side. So you don't end up with 36 1/8 at the top and 35 15/16 at the bottom. That makes sense. But if you level both sides, chances are it's not going to be the same when you put your door in place. Otherwise, I would just shim this side of the jamb to match the door, so it left me anywhere from 1/8 to 3/16 gap. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Jamb is completely installed. Cased on this side. We've been through this in other videos, so I'll just show you the end results. Everywhere you see these screws, it's shimmed. And once we put the door in place and put the door stop up, this door stop will go over top of that screw. So it makes for a good solid install, and the door, once it's hung there, is never going anywhere. As you can see, we matched the trim. You see it here on this bedroom door. So next I got these where we milled some of this leftover hickory. We're going to cut it and put a backsplash in on the back wall and down the side. So, and that has to be glued in place, so that's going to be a little bit tricky. All right, here we go. Got our backsplash in place. And once it sets up, I'll run a bead of clear silicone, very small, around all these joints. And my little shims and clamps should hold everything in place for tonight. 2 coats on the base, I can put the shoe mold down tomorrow. Got the floor patch between the jambs. 2 coats on the base in here as well. So we can put the shoe mold down in this little pantry. Just coming along. All about the details. Never been touched. And we got the dark shoe mold in here, which is a nice contrast. Get back in there. This door dramp's stripped of its hardware. So it's a nice, clean look when it's finished.
Yeah, I'm gonna put sugar in that.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
no, yeah, just a little green one, yeah. And for some reason, it's different.
pantry's done.
I know. And then
Woo! Let's take a peek.
girlfriend grandson.
The door worked out awesome. Look at the cap. See that? That is beautiful. Love the door handle. Old school. But it really looks. It's all about the details too, guys, especially if you're paying somebody to do your work. And you see how them hinges clean. You see how this keeper's mortised in. Super duper nice. Alright, that includes our pantry build. If you watched us all the way through, we sure do appreciate it, and we hope you enjoyed it.
And if you did, please subscribe.
That was a lot of fun. Most people wouldn't realize there's that much work. I mean, between gutting it, the plumbing, the electric, combining two closets, drywall, shelves, stain, urethane. There's a lot of work. But Scott and Cheryl love it. And if they love it, we love it. I love it even if they don't.
Me too.
And our door worked out pretty good. We only had to move one hinge about 1/16 of an inch. That's quite a chore too, but I don't know how that happened, but I'll find a way to make it not happen again in the future. So anyway, hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but do you?
Patty and Rusty.
Patty and Rusty. We're on our way, Patty and Rusty. Adios. God bless.